A new look West Ham defence is incoming, of course. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the West Ham Network. My name's Anton, and what has been an absolutely crazy couple of days, to be honest, but nothing probably is going to be as crazy, and nothing is going to sum up West Ham unlike what we went through yesterday as a West Ham fan. We woke up in the morning knowing that the impending announcement that Julian Lopetegui would become West Ham's new head coach, and we'd see all the images, and Tim Steidten was smiling from beaming from ear to ear. What we didn't expect was the news about Lucas Paqueta. We've done that, put the shows out, and I'm sure we'll hear more in the coming days regarding the charge from the FA. Loads of conspiracy theorists out there, but at the end of the day, we won't know until the official thing is being dealt with in the relevant manner. Anyway, and any who, I'm here because I want to talk to you about a potential new look West Ham defence. Now, the first player I want to talk to you about is Max Kilman. Now, this is actually DJ Russie B's number one target. Now, West Ham are set to revive our interest in the Wolves captain. We're planning a fast, keen, early start to our window now, considering that we've got Julian Lopetegui in. But Kilman has been a long-term target for West Ham. And though what's interesting is that Wolves are cash-strapped and they're expected to ask for a premium price around the defender, probably in the region of close to about 45 million quid. Now, Lopetegui has worked with Kilman before during a stint at Wolves. The 27-year-old made 24 appearances for the coach. And West Ham, of course, we know need to overhaul our whole defence because we shipped too many goals, 70-plus goals this season, which has been an absolute nightmare. However, Kilman did play every minute of the Premier League season for Wolves and has continued to excel under at Molineux. Now, whilst we are being considered as front runners at this stage, there's going to be plenty of interest from around the European football for Max Kilman, to be honest. I think he is a quality player. He's an exciting player, and he should excite people. What's interesting about Max Kilman is he's known really more for his unique style of play, because obviously he's a centre back, but he can step up and score goals when he gets forward. He's 6'4". He's a big presence, and he's a significant presence on the field, and that gives him the advantage, of course, in his aerial duels and being able to out strengthen his opponents. He's also known for his ability to read the game really well and deal with the ball from the back. And this looks like, being in a possession-based team, the kind of style of play that West Ham are currently aiming for. Now, when you look at our current defenders, Zuma's not that type of player. Dawson was never that type of player, even though he doesn't play for West Ham anymore. Ogbona's not that type of player. I think Ogerd can be if you don't sit in such a low block position. But what we do know about Max Kilman is that he is, and he knows how to position himself accordingly to get himself out of tight situations, and also how to position himself accordingly to make the relevant blocks for the attack coming his way. But he's not just known about his defense. He's very good on the ball. He's skilled at passing the ball, and he's helping his teams transition from defense to attack. His accurate passes often help teams build possession and build attacks as well. Very composed as a defender. And obviously has got a lot of Premier League experience. Now, we'll be disappointed that he's not featured for the England squad. But what makes this in particular interesting about Alex Kilman is he is a captain. He is a captain, and he could potentially come into West Ham and become a ready-made captain for us. Now, I'm not saying he will. I'm just saying it could be an option for us as well. I like him. I think that if we're going to do this, then we need to get it done quickly. We need to give. There's no point in trying to negotiate too much because they're not going to move on the negotiation rules. They're going to want as close to as much money to the highest possible if they can for their asset. Now, what makes this even more interesting is who West Ham are also looking at in the same wavelength. Now, you might know a lot about Max Kilman, but what you might not know is about the next player I'm going to talk to you about, and his name is Jacob Greaves, who plays for Hull City. Honestly, this one should excite you. Genuinely, you do get the odd player. Let's think about Jared Bowen coming from the Championship, and look how that's turned out. But Jacob Greaves also standing at 6'4", physical presence on the field. It gives him a height advantage again for aerial duels. He's known for his defensive skills, his great blocking, etc. But my word, man, the guy looks so composed on the ball. He knows how to use his strength so well at shadowing the ball, controlling the area. He's a kind of defender that dominates with elegance. And he looks like a baller as a central defender. He's someone that you should get excited about West Ham being linked to because he's got a lot of people that's chasing him. Hull City will have to really seriously consider a deal for a player like Jacob Greaves because he is a quality player that West Ham are going to be really pushing the boat out to potentially try and get. Now, rumours are suggesting that a £15 million price tag to bring him into the club could be enough to bring him into the club, and that we have already opened up preliminary talks, according to reports, for the 23-year-old this summer. And of course, on top of all of that, he's a homegrown centre back as well for the Hull-born defender. He also, interestingly, is represented by the same agency that currently James Ward-Prowse is with, and you could officially say, not officially, but James Calvin Phillips, current but potentially soon to be former West Ham player who is on loan. He's in contract and it runs out until 2026 with Hull City, and it is believed to include an option of a further deal. But we, of course, like I said, are desperate to find recruits, and he's a homegrown player and he could offer real value for money. He's featured over 40 times in the Championship for Hull. This season, he's worn the captain's armband several times as well. He's got leadership qualities in an abundance, and he's recorded such crazy stats like 89% pass accuracy and winning 70% of his duels. And to be honest with you, he is a reasonable priced punt I would be willing to take to bring someone of that quality. And Max Kilman and Jacob Greaves could be the new defense, the new look defense that we need. And because we're potentially looking at maybe losing Ogbonna, even potentially losing Zuma, and even potentially losing a Gerd, we've got such a big rebuild. I don't think all three of those will leave. And to be honest with you, I think if one of them stayed and the one that stayed was be a Gerd, my word, man, if you had a Gerd, Mavropanos, you had Greaves, and you had Kilman, bang, we're sorted. And you could be spending £50 million and you could have regenerated your defence. An interesting one to think about. So short and sweet one. Join me later on for the West Ham Daily because there'll be plenty more rumours coming your way. We'll keep you updated on the Paquetá situation and any more information regarding the new head coach that comes into West Ham. Take it easy, and of course,